Okay, excuse the construction noise going on around this around the car around the in the apartment complex. Okay, well, I'm here to talk about the consequences of drug abuse. Okay, you know what though? It come to light after the George Floyd situation, and okay, that led to civil unrest and all that. But I'm gonna tell you, I'm not here to defend George Floyd and the police officers who are accused of murdering him. Okay, so, but I'm gonna tell you, I'm just gonna tell you what leads up to it. Okay, I'm gonna tell you about drug abuse. Okay, that I'm gonna tell you that it does lead to a destructive path. Okay, I'm gonna tell you from personal experience and what happened to my father. Okay, so he's a chronic drug addict. Okay, and most of his life. Okay, and I'm gonna tell you, when I was a child, okay, like I don't understand why he throw up a lot and why he be angry all the time, why he's so abusive. And I'm gonna tell you that my sister told me about what happened. I really don't remember. So how my father, like in a drug fueled rage, beat my mom up, and then the police came and like to arrest him. What happened? The police beat him up. Okay, but I really don't know how the circumstances that got started. So I'm gonna tell you about my father though, that we suffered. Like I do remember seeing him giving food stamps to a drug dealer, and then us kids be going hungry all the time, and plus my mom was long suffering, loving, just put up with it, and to a point that my father caused her to lose her house, her job, and her dignity. All right, because we moved to one place to another. We ended up homeless a few times, and also back in high school that I'm gonna tell you, like like back in high school, I see how my father can't hold a job, and plus that he that we try to raise livestock, so farm animals. Okay, but what happened that whenever he's low on money, need drugs, he sell them. He sell the livestock at a very low price, and we never make any profits. Okay, that's the sad part right there. Then again, that we became homeless because the rent money through my public assistance, through my mom and us kids, and so my dad blowed up on dope. Okay, but later on that when I took a job and left home, and my family ended up homeless, and again my father drug use tapped into the rent money. Okay, but he's out of the street, and then guess what? I became a sole provider far away, trying to keep my family fed. And at one point, that my father and his mistress smoke all the money I gave him to feed my family. So then eventually my mom died in '87 of cancer while she was homeless. Thank God that my older sibling and my older brother got her and took care of her until she died. And, that's very devastating. You know what though? That was the last time we saw my father alive. Okay, that we give up on him. Then he ended up homeless, and I found out in '92 he died of a drug overdose. Okay. And so, the point is, and how destructive drug is. Now, I'm going to tell you another scenario, how bad drug use is, like George Floyd, okay, that he had problems, he was doing drugs and led him to a life of crime, like my father. Same thing happened to my dad, okay? And then what happened, that, like, until one day he got arrested for catching counterfeit bills, and, and then the police restrained him, and he keeps screaming, I can't breathe, and then what happened? That the like conflicting stories that he didn't choke to death, or the police didn't choke to death. Many say he died of a drug overdose. Okay, so like George Floyd. Okay, so they saw that his ex-girlfriend, who was also a drug user, and how they both shock up together and all that. But that hopefully she got her life together. But But I'm gonna tell you what's going on here. That drug abuse, it is destructive to a person, the family, and also the society around him. Like, for example, the riots, okay? But it began to come to light, though, like the Ferguson riot. What happened? A drug dealer who known as Michael Brown robbed a store clerk or a store owner of a handful of cigars, and somehow he got a confrontation with a police officer. The police officer shot him. That caused a riot. Okay. The second Ferguson riot that took place because after the grand jury did not charge the police officer who shot him. Okay, and then what happened? The Baltimore riot. Okay, involved a drug dealer named George Floyd, and somehow that he had a pre-existing injury. What happened was all from back surgery on his cancer of the spine, and he tried to flee the cops and crashed a bicycle. And then I saw on TV how he could barely walk. Well, he couldn't walk at all because he looked paralyzed. And I was saying to myself, what the police officer thinking? That they're not going to render him medical aid, and he's paralyzed. And it seemed like he's paralyzed, and they drag him in there. Like he was falling, he was falling. He fell down in the paddy wagon, and I'm gonna tell you, he was tossed all over the place, and eventually he ended up the original hospital. Then he died days later. Then guess what? A riot broke out. Okay, that is pretty sad too, and we know plus, and also let me see. Also, another riot that involved drugs, okay? Like Rodney King in the '92. That during a police pursuit, he was driving DUI, and then he was wigging out on PCP, and then what happened? He got attacked by the police officer, got beat up, and when the police are found not guilty, there was a riot. So, but you know what though? That is it's all. When I tell you, like Rodney King, he won the lawsuit, and then, he got compensated for it, and guess what happened? He died of a drug overdose in the backyard pool, okay? So I began to wonder, what's going on here? The drug use, okay? You know what, though? Maybe if those individuals did not do drugs, because they wouldn't be in a predicament, because people who abuse drugs are more vulnerable to what happened, like my father, and also, plus, his mistress is also on drugs. You know what? They end up selling their bodies, especially women, to keep having babies to support their drug habit, and plus that lead to more child abuse and neglect, and plus the kids who grow up in that environment will grow to be criminals. Okay, fortunately, that happened to me, but now I'm gonna tell you, because I'm gonna tell you, I knew one of my father's drug dealer. I went to high school with, and plus. He bullied me and him butt heads with each other. He sold drugs to my father. Ironic, okay? And you know what? I'm going to tell you. I took a job as a forest ranger. When I came back and visited, I saw in the newspaper that him and his homies got arrested for killing a rival drug dealer, and he was only 18 years old. Then what happened, he ended up in prison a few years later after they found him not guilty. He's there for life. For fast, easy money, okay? And plus, the town, I used to live in Paris, okay? It was once a thriving farm town. I guess what know what happened today? There are a lot of drugs. There are a lot of drugs going on in that community. That is tragic. And plus, I knew a lot of people, since childhood, got involved in drugs, and most of them, some of them end up dead, in prison, in out of jail, or out in the streets. Okay, and also make them more vulnerable to what happened. All right, so I could some of them got killed over a drug-related thing, and also like a new girl I went to school with. Okay, she's a drug addict, because she was in prison for killing her child. Okay, so you got to remember, people, that the riots of what happened in America involved some drug addicts and drug dealers. Okay, you gotta keep in mind that drugs, not just drugs, affect a person, their family, and plus they'll bring society down. Okay, and the sad part is many innocent people suffered and lost their business because of riots that involve drugs. So I'm gonna tell you again. I'm not defending anyone. Okay, I was telling you the consequences of drug abuse. Okay, will lead to a destructive path. All right, so that's the sad part right there. You know, I'm glad I didn't. Well, let me tell you, I do admit though, a long time ago, I did smoke. I did smoke weed, okay, and smoke marijuana, but you know, but I don't do it anymore, okay. But let me tell you, marijuana gateway drug. But I know I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna tell you one thing though. That I'm gonna tell you, I did give it up, okay, because if I want to live a successful, productive life, I gotta give that up because right now I'm a retired commercial driver. Okay, so let me tell you, people, young people, that is, do not fall under peer pressure that I do drugs, because I'm gonna tell you, doing drugs is not gonna help you. It's not gonna make you feel better. It's not gonna solve your problems, because it's like putting a poop on an open wound, okay, to treat a problem. No, it don't. Like it'll turn into an infection and gangrene. And like I'm telling you, and you're done, okay? And I'm gonna tell you right there that I'm gonna tell you, don't do drugs, okay? Because I'll tell you from experience. Have a very nice day, YouTubers.